Good morning, students. Today we will revise chapter 13, Fun with Magnets. So let us start. Students, first let us see how magnets were discovered. Students, about 4,000 years ago, a shepherd boy lived in Greece. Once, while he was fiddling with his stick, the metallic end of the stick got stuck with the rocks. Those rocks contained the natural magnet and were given the name magnetite. Some people believe that magnetite was discovered at a place called Magnesia. Students, now let us study about the types of magnets. Students, magnets which are found naturally are called natural magnet. A natural magnet has the property of attracting iron objects, but its strength is weak. Lodestone and magnetite are natural magnets. Students, magnets which are made from pieces of iron are called artificial magnets. These magnets are stronger than natural magnets. These are usually made of the alloys containing iron such as steel, aluminium, nickel and cobalt, and the alloys of steel with nickel, etc. Students, artificial magnets are available in various shapes and they are named according to their shape. For example, cylindrical magnet, bar magnet, U-shaped magnet and horseshoe magnet. Students, magnets are of two types, permanent and temporary. Permanent magnets retain their magnetic properties for a long period of time. On the other hand, temporary magnets do not retain their magnetic properties for longer period of time. They lose their magnetic properties with due course of time. Students, now let us study about magnetic materials. Students, those materials which are attracted by a magnet are called magnetic substances. For example, iron, steel, cobalt, nickel and their alloys are magnetic substances. And students, there are some materials which are not attracted by a magnet. Such type of materials are called non-magnetic substances. For example, aluminium, copper, brass, stainless steel, wood, leather and plastic are non-magnetic substances. Students, the magnet exerts a force on magnetic substances. The force with which a magnet attracts a magnetic substance is called magnetic force. And students, the region around a magnet where its influence can be felt is called magnetic field. Students, let us now understand about the poles of a magnet. But before that, let us do an activity. First of all, we will place a magnet and then spread some iron fillings. And students, then we will observe the amount of iron filling attracted at different locations of the magnet. Students, we observe that the two ends of the magnet attract the maximum iron fillings. In other words, the magnetic force of a magnet is maximum near its ends. Students, from this activity, it is clear that iron fillings are attracted more toward the region nearer to the two ends of the bar magnet. In other words, the magnetic field is maximum at the two ends of the magnet. Students, the ends of a magnet where magnetic force is maximum are called poles of the magnet or magnetic poles. Students, each magnet has two magnetic poles. The poles of a magnet are located at its ends. Students, the poles of a magnet occur in pairs and cannot be separated. That is why a magnet is called a dipole. Students, now let us revise what we have learned today by solving some questions. Question number 1. The ends of a magnet where maximum iron fillings are attracted are called. Option A, magnetic field. Option B, pole. Option C, dipole. Option D, none of these. And the correct answer is option B, pole. Question number 2. Poles of a magnet occurs in option A, solo. Option B, pairs. Option C, group. Option D, none of these. And the correct answer is option B, pairs. Practice makes perfect. Students, these are some homework questions that you need to solve at your home. I hope that you will solve these questions correctly. Thank you.